Manifestation doesn't work. Oh, I'm manifesting. I'm so sick of this shit. You can just manifest some things and not manifest other things. By you saying, I don't like that thing in my reality, you're saying, I don't like what's going on inside of me. I don't like my partner. Great. They're reflecting to you something that you don't like about you. 90% of humanity are still in stage 1 consciousness, which is life is happening to me. The sooner you can actually take full responsibility that you manifested all the unwanted things in your life, the sooner and faster you actually... I'm Alex Tripod, and this is the manifestation game. After coaching thousands around the world and becoming one of the most trusted voices in manifestation, I realize you don't get what you want, you get what you embody. If you're a high-achieving business owner who knows they were born for more wealth, more impact, more freedom, this podcast will unlock the codes. So let's collapse timelines. Let's calibrate to the frequency of your future self, because let's be honest, nothing is real. Everything's a hologram. Let's fucking go. It is here. It is happening. Yes, I finally said yes to creating my own podcast. I am so excited to just deliver you so much juicy, raw, real stuff and bring you really more into my world. And really my intention as well with this is we're going to go everywhere. We're going to go business, manifestation, holograms, energetics, quantum, galactic, aliens maybe. I don't really know. And I share this with you because some of the episodes, some of the words I say might not even make sense. It might go over your head. And this is where I really want to share with you that it's not so much about the words I say, and you're going to feel this in the energy. It's not about the words I say. It's about the frequency that is transmitted through the placement of the words. So every episode is like a frequency encoded activation. And I just want you to allow these words, to allow this energy, whether you're watching it on YouTube or Spotify, just allow this energy to seep in and transmit like truth serum into every cell, into every atom, and for every subatomic particle. This is my intention for you to hold more light, you beautiful light being, so you can just soak up all this juicy information and literally create an extraordinary life, because everyone deserves to have access to this information. With that being said, let's go into episode 1, where I'm going to give you some brutal manifestation advice. You have to understand that you manifested everything. You can just manifest some things and not manifest other things. This is where we get to take full responsibility of like, okay, I manifested everything, and understanding that it's actually all you, right? And so what I mean by this is I see so many times people they're like manifest something that they want. Say it's a 10K month or a 20K month or a 100K month or a soulmate partner or something really cool or a speaking gig. And they're like, yeah, I manifested it. And it's like, yeah, awesome. You manifested that. Absolutely. And also you manifested all the areas of your life that are shithouse. You manifested all the unwanted things in your life too. And we have to understand that we are manifesting every single second on autopilot, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. So we are always manifesting. We are walking, talking, breathing, living, manifesting machines, right? And so this is where I want to get brutal. And I want to get brutal because I want to get brutal on myself and give you an example. Because if I really look at, people can be like, oh, you're such a powerful manifester, Alex. And people will look at my life now and look at my business success and where I'm at. Yeah, sure. And also, I was a really powerful manifester 9 years ago as well, but I just didn't know what the fuck I was manifesting because I was unconsciously manifesting and I chose it. I was still choosing it. Even though I wasn't consciously choosing it, I was unconsciously choosing it. So I was unconsciously choosing to manifest being broke. I was unconsciously choosing to manifest having relationship after relationship where I felt unworthy. I was unconsciously choosing to stay unawakened, deeply plugged in to into the 3D matrix. I was literally choosing to live an uninspired, unpurposeful life. But the thing is, I wasn't taking responsibility that I manifested it. So because of that, because I wasn't like, yeah, I'm manifesting it, unfortunately, it kept me in victim. It kept me in stage one. And I talk about this in my movie, the 4 stages of manifestation. But I truly believe that 90% of humanity are still in stage 1 consciousness, which is life is happening to me. Right. And because I was in this victim conscious, I wasn't taking full responsibility of what I was manifesting, all the unwanted shit. That was me being in the victim consciousness. It's really easy for so many people to walk around and be like, I manifested it, in terms of all the good things that they manifested it. But yeah, this is about, okay, cool. The sooner we can look at, I also manifested how I made a 30K month, and then the very next month I depleted my bank account. And the sooner you can actually take full responsibility that you manifested all the unwanted things in your life, the sooner and faster you actually step into your power. Right? And I used to hear these things all the time in the first couple of years of my personal development about taking full responsibility. And I never really understood what that meant until I understood that the universe is literally a mirror. The universe is I call it a projectile vomit of your insides. So if you don't like something in your reality, please know it is literally a projectile vomit of your insides. By you saying, I don't like that thing in my reality, you're saying, I don't like what's going on inside of me. I don't like that. Well, you don't like you. I don't like my partner. Great. They're reflecting to you something that you don't like about you. Right? And so when we understand that, okay, the universe is actually you inversed, and everything and everyone in this world is actually you pushed out. This is where everything gets to shift. And I know for me, it's so interesting to get really raw, really real, really personal, really vulnerable in episode 1 straight up. It's interesting because I know for me in relationships, God, I'm really going to get vulnerable. In relationships, I have in the past not felt worthy to be desired. And this was my partners reflecting to me my own unworthiness inside. I also manifested the partners that I had where I was in toxic relationships or relationships where we would go months on end or even years without being sexually intimate, even though I so desperately desired to want to connect to that way with my partner, right? And I never once stood there and went, yay, I'm that powerful. I manifested this, because I didn't want to fully take responsibility that she was simply just a reflection of the shit that was going on inside of me, right? And now after really going deep into this and really understanding and becoming the version of me that finally feels worthy to have a partner that treats me with kindness, with calmness, with respect, with desire, right? This is the difference. This is where we get to really take full responsibility. Quick pause, legend. If you're loving this episode, you need to watch the Manifestation Game movie. It's not just a film, it's an activation. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the things, vision boards, affirmations, rituals, but you're still not seeing results, this movie will shift your frequency, rewire your beliefs, and give you the missing codes. Watch it now using the link in the show notes. Now back to the episode. So another example could be if we talk about money or business or clients. I truly believe that we're always manifesting what we feel worthy enough to receive. So, maybe you've done a launch and you're really hoping for this launch to be 100K launch or 200K launch. but you didn't get many signups. That's because right now, the version of you who you are vibrating as only feels worthy for a 10K launch or 3 clients signing up versus the 50 clients that you wanted to sign up. And again, if I can look at it from an example of, I had this delusion. I had this absolute delusion when I first started in my business 9 years ago. And it was 3 months into my journey as a coach. And I decided I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker. I'm going to be a speaker. I'm going to be a speaker. It's already done. I'm a speaker. And I just started ingraining this identity. I'm a speaker. I'm a speaker. I'm a speaker. And then literally within 6 months of quitting my 9-to-5 job, I decided I was going to run this huge event and I'm going to platform myself. I'm going to be a speaker and I'm going to do this. And so I found myself investing $4,000, hiring out, not a little workshop. No, this lunatic thought, I'm going to hire out an event space that can hold 500 people. That's how delusional I was in my self-concept and my morning routines, which you're going to get to in another episode. And so I share this with you because I think the total number was 88 people in that room, which, let's be honest, for 6 months into your coaching business, that's phenomenal. And I was disappointed because I was like, how did I not fill out this room of 500 people, right? But here's the thing. My nervous system would have been completely fried if there was actually 500 people in that audience. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't a vibrational match to it. My nervous system wasn't calibrated to 500 people. I didn't feel worthy of calling in 500 people. And isn't it interesting that last year, in my 9th year as a manifestation coach and business coach, I filled a room with 465 people at Gold Coast at one of my biggest events, Made for Millions, because finally I felt worthy to hold the capacity of almost 500 people in the room. Right? So we're always getting a direct reflection. We're always manifesting a direct reflection of what we can handle, what we feel worthy of. And to say and to complain that you're not manifesting what you want, right? We're missing the whole point here, because you're actually bypassing the fact that you're creating that because you are the creator, right? We need to understand that everything is a reflection, right? And our self-concept, how we identify, will dictate the hologram and the movie that's being played out as a projection, what we call reality, your personal reality. One last thing I really wanted to drum in here, and this is a biggie. This is a real biggie. And I think I didn't even think about this when I was speaking about brutal manifestation advice. But if I really want to be brutal, here we go. The amount of people that are manifestation doesn't work, or, I'm manifesting. And I use the mocking tone because I'm so sick of this shit. You don't have the 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K months and beyond, or whatever it is you desire, right? Because the brutal truth is, you're not actually taking consistent, courageous, aligned action towards your goals. And you think that by meditating on your navel and saying a few affirmations and doing a few little Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations or a couple of Alex Tripod's vibe boosters, and all of a sudden you expect for you to shift into a whole new timeline, right? And part of becoming the version of you that feels worthy and calibrated, right? And your nervous system to be a match for 500 people, for 100K months, for soulmate love, requires you to step into the frequency of courage. Not once, not that one time you did it 6 months ago or 2 years ago. Well done for investing in yourself. Well done. Well done for running that retreat that one time. Well done. But what have you done recently? And are you actually consistently taking bold, courageous action towards your dreams? And The way we want to measure this is really, are you genuinely stepping out of your comfort zone? Are you genuinely stepping into your shit my pants zone? Right? The amount of times that I had to step into what almost felt like I was crippled with anxiety and fear, the amount of times I had to make those kind of decisions, those kind of investments, that kind of like anxiety before I stepped on stage. But I made the love for my mission so much bigger than the fear of taking the action that was necessary. And this is the missing key that I see for so many people. We're doing all the gratitudes and the affirmations, and maybe you've got a solid morning routine. Yay, awesome. What are you doing with that energy? What are you actually doing to manifest it, to create it? It can either be called two things. Number one, the fiery gates of hell, because it literally feels like you're about to step into the cave of darkness and it's unknown. But it's also known as the frequency of courage, the gateway to manifestation heaven. Because the first time that you take that crazy massive action and you realize on the other side that you didn't die, that is so potent. That is such a powerful, incredible experience for a human to experience, because it's the first time we realize that the ego is a fucking liar and it will do anything to have you stay in the same reality. So if you want massive results, if you want to live a life that is beyond your wildest imagination, are you doing things that most people aren't willing to do? Because I promise you, the action that you're taking right now is probably the action that 95% of other entrepreneurs are willing to take. So go take action that 90% plus of what people in your industry aren't willing to do. And I promise you, you're going to get crazy results. And what I see so many times is people not actually taking courageous action because they don't feel ready. So there's another skill set they need to learn. There's more healing to be done. And I'm not dismissing healing. I'm not dismissing being qualified and having a skill set. What I'm saying is there's actually no such thing as ready. That's just an illusion. You're never ready. And just be okay with the fact that you're never going to feel ready. And by you saying, I'm going to do it when I'm ready, or when my ducks are all lined up in a row, or when X, Y, Z, that's again your beautiful ego trying to trap you and trick you into staying small, into the same reality, because your brain, it knows the reality. It might be a shit reality, but at least you have certainty over your shitty reality. I don't like my finances right now. I'm going to go create this. And as soon as you go to create it, every part of your cell inertia, every part of your programming pulls you back into the same reality, because your brain is petrified of the unknown. You have an ethical responsibility to bring awareness to that this is going to happen. Okay, I understand that my program is fundamentally going against me. And so if I can really put one thing down, is like, we all have something so unique to share with the world. And by you saying that you're not ready, or thinking it's going to happen next month, next year, when you get qualified, when you heal, when you're a perfect human, is fucking bullshit, because you are actually not stepping into your courage and you're not sharing the light that this world needs right now. And the more you actually step into action, action precedes clarity. I always say this, like, so many people are waiting for clarity, where actually the more action you take, the more doors are going to open, the more clear your purpose is going to become. I had no freaking idea what I was doing in the first 6 months of my coaching business. I was flailing around, trying different shit, landing pages and this and events, and I had no idea. But what I did know, there was only one way, and it was to move forward. And because of my consistent, courageous, aligned action, paired up with my obsession to raise my vibration and upgrade my programming system on a daily basis, this is how I created exponential results. And that's what I want for you too. So if there's one thing I really want you to take from this episode, is really becoming comfortable with taking full responsibility of every single area of your life, the wanted and the unwanted, and really understanding the moment that you take full responsibility is the moment that you step into your power, because in that moment you have claimed yourself as the entire universe in ecstatic motion. And once you know yourself as the entire universe, guess what? Taking that courageous, aligned action is a little bit scarier, because it's not you versus anyone else. It's you versus you. So take responsibility. Maybe you want to do a little bit of homework after this and look at the areas of your life that potentially you've been avoiding. Potentially you've been sitting at a 7 out of 10. Why are you being okay with a 7 out of 10? Why not a 10 out of 10? Why not choose extraordinary? And then look at, where am I pretending to take action but not really? In the areas of your life that you're not happy with, I want you to ask yourself the question, what am I pretending to do that I'm not really doing, that if I were to do would change the entire game? And after you've done this homework piece, if you're brave enough, courageous soul, I dare you to pop what that is in the comments. I'd love to see. Thanks for tuning into the manifestation game. If this episode activated something inside of you, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you never miss a drop, because as you know, my mission is to raise the vibration of humanity on a global scale. So the more people that this reaches, the faster we shift into the new earth. For more daily downloads and frequency shifts, come find me on social media at Alex Tripod. Let's keep manifesting the shit out of life.